Right, I'm just going to show you my Dell XPS 710 computer that is for sale for parts, spares or repairs. Basically the motherboard in it seems to have failed and it's been in my garage for a few years, and now I just want rid of it because it's taking up so much space. It's a big case, hard to give you an idea of size, but if I put a 2-litre drinks bottle next to it, maybe that'll give you an idea of scale. It is a blooming big computer. It's a gaming computer. It's a quad-core machine, Intel quad-core chip, so at the time it was blooming fast. I think it's 2.66 gigahertz per core. So 2.66 times 4 is the power you've got for processing. Basically, when it failed, one time when I shut the case, I could no longer open it and snap the handle for opening it. I can't remember which way around this went. Anyway, you leave this and it broke. So now you can attach the side, and then I just put tape on it to hold it in place. Like I said, this has been in my garage for a while, so you need to give it a little bit of a clean. If you're going to use this case, you can always buy another case. I remember a few years ago seeing these cases, just the case alone on eBay you can get for about £30–40. So if I take the side off, to show you the rear, it came with Windows Vista, which I've still got on a disc for you. I'm sure you're not going to want to install Windows Vista, seeing as Windows 10 is now the main operating system. This computer cost me £1,700 new. Okay, so that's obviously where you plug in the power. I'll film everything so you've got an idea. Loads of USB ports. That's where you plug in the monitor. I've got all these spare metal cards that block the banks for putting in sound cards and everything. Still got those. Bit of Dell information there, should you want it. Alright, let's have a look inside now. So, it's got to be a power supply up there. 700 watts, that's what it says. 700 watt power supply, and this has been replaced since new. Basically, at the time when the warranty were replaced the motherboard, they said they might as well replace the power supply, so power supply is as good as new. You can see loads of cabling in there if you want to take this apart and build another computer. Let's put it on the side so we don't have to hold the weight. Hold on a sec. Right, so looking down inside, another great big fan here. Huge great thing these are. Another fan at the bottom. There's the motherboard, which has failed, and as I said, I phoned up Dell and they cannot supply. At the time when it failed, they couldn't supply a new motherboard, and that was years ago. And basically the person went from trying to tell me how to fix it to a sales pitch trying to get me to buy another Dell. So there are no more of these motherboards. You'll be able to buy another second-hand computer and get a motherboard if you're trying to fix another computer. Made in China, and it was made by Foxconn, the company that Dell use, which is, you've probably heard about, people commit suicide in those factories because of the working conditions. Treat like slaves, basically. Right, so anyway, that's a motherboard. That's a motherboard that's failed. That's why I'm selling the computer. Motherboard's failed. Everything else works. Power supply is okay. So that's the inside. The memory, there's one stick of memory in there. Let's just pop that out and check what that is. Again, you're probably going to want to use different memory. 1 gigabyte. So this computer has slots, 4 slots. You'll have to check what combination it can do. I believe I've got 3 gigabytes. I don't know where the 4th stick has gone. One stick was bad anyway. You can use a bit of software called, I think it's called MemTest or something like that, and you test your memory and it tells you if there's any faults. So possibly I've got 3 gig of RAM to give you, possibly just 2 because one was broken. You'll have to test. Anyway, as you can see, all good inside the case. Don't know what this is from. Some sticker just found inside there. Don't know. I'll keep it. Right. gave the computer to my brother-in-law to see if he could come up with a way to use the case. He went out and bought a couple of other motherboards, thinking he'd be able to fit them around in some way, and anyway, he hasn't been able to. So, Digital Home P5WDH Deluxe, this motherboard, Digital Home. So you've got another motherboard you can have, and that's just the back plate. So, another motherboard, you'll have to Google that if you want any more specs. As you can see, 4 sticks of RAM in there. Let's see what RAM that is. 1 gig. So you've got 4 gig of RAM on that motherboard. There's another motherboard. Now this is a Dell one. Now I'm not sure what he got this out of. It might have been a Dell XPS 720. You'll have to check. Foxconn, there's a company I told you about. Dell. So this motherboard doesn't have any memory attached. Let's just check what colour. Oh, the original one is green. Okay, this one's red, so this is from something else. Foxconn, does that tell you what specific motherboard this is? Let's have a look on the back of this. See if there's anything. Any specific. Again, anyway, you've got another motherboard. I can't see any specific model. Maybe that serial number there will help you. Power 2. Oh no, it's just power. Okay, so I'm not sure what motherboard that. Oh, there you go. There's another one. Dell.com. That's another Dell motherboard. Anyway, you've got a second motherboard and a back plate. Mouse mat, should you want it. Here's the graphics card someone has already asked about. Nvidia. Can't remember what speed this runs at. I've had this computer since at least 2010, so it's now at least 8 years old. Technology comes on so fast. This is probably nothing amazing by today's standards, but there you go. Nvidia GeForce 8800 GTX. So you'll Google that and find out what speed this thing runs at. And look at the size of it, it's big. It's almost a foot long. Just looking at it. Okay, so that's the motherboard. That's the graphics card. Okay, Nvidia GTX 8800, GeForce 8800 GTX. Okay, so that's the graphics card. There's the other memory sticks. Samsung is the brand. These are 1 gig. Let's just open this up just to check so I can tell you exactly what memory I'm giving you. Oh, there's 1 more gig in there. Okay, so that's 1 gig. So there's 1 in the computer, 1 there, so that's 2 gig of memory. What we got here looks like sound card. Yeah, this is the sound card from the Dell computer. Okay, what's this? Ah, this is the 5sep18 card. Again, this is to help when you're playing games to get explosions and dust and everything to look more realistic. That's what a 5sep18 card is used for. Again, that's the original from the Dell. That's part of the inside of the case for holding fans in place. These are the front plates which have broken off. The flaps that come down when you're loading up a DVD and something, that was one of the weaknesses on the Dells. These broke and got a bit bent. And I asked Dell under warranty to replace them. That's one thing they refused to do, even though I had a warranty for all spares and repairs. That's one thing they said they didn't repair, so I've got a couple of those plates broken off. Doesn't matter at all. They're the back plates. You've got SD card reader. Okay, that just plugs in to the case. You've got DVD rewrite drive. Okay, another DVD rewrite drive. And what's this one then? DVD-ROM drive. So this will play DVDs, it won't write to them. DVD-ROM. So you've got all those. You've got this cable here, is that VGA, something like that? You can see the configuration of the pins there. Cable, what else have we got? There's a few spares in here. A few screws, don't know what these corners have come off. A few little bits and bobs. We've got the power supply, that's for the Dell's rear speaker, that's the AC adapter. We've got another AC adapter here. Oh, that's the like American plug, spare I guess. That's probably something for one of the speakers to stand on. Bit for the speaker. These are spare bits they gave for setting up the speakers, still in the packet as you can see. Screws. So that's that. And then we come on to software, Fine Reader, Microsoft Works, Creative Sound Blaster, Physics, Hangar of Doom demo. Got all the Dell drivers, should you want them. Dell drivers, Windows Vista original disk, and obviously we've got the serial number for that. That will still load should you want to put Vista on it. NVIDIA GeForce software for the 8800 GTX. This is, I think this is a wireless speaker. Yeah, wireless back speaker. I never use it, so that's as good as new. Never used. We've got some spare. 1, 2, 3, 4 SATA power cables. From inside the case, you've got this cable. From inside the case, what's this one? You tell me. Okay. This is the front speaker. You'd have that sitting underneath the monitor right in front of your face sort of thing. That's how it connects. Original Dell mouse mat. These are the Dell side speakers again. Original, working fine, left front, right front. Spare cable, what I call a kettle cord. That's for some foreign country. Kettle cord for the English computers. That's off another computer, Samsung computer I had. Another spare cable like that. And this is the subwoofer. And again, this has been replaced. This is not the original. I've had a second one given to me by Dell when something went wrong. So this is again almost as good as new. Turn that dial there to make it louder. To show you what it looks like on the back. There's your on-off switch for it. Okay, Dell wireless speaker system. So that's where you plug in those two speakers I just showed you. That's where you plug in the center one. Now this comes with, it came with, you know, like a foreign plug, so I've attached an English plug to it and sellotape to it, hold it in place. And that's 3 cables that are attached to that cable on the back there. So, huge amount of parts for anybody that wants them. I've put 250 quid for all this on all the sites I'm listing this on, Facebook, eBay, Gumtree, blah blah blah. It's listed in a number of places. I'm open to offers. It doesn't have to be 250 quid. I'll take whatever I can get for this basically. Let me just have one quick look. I've got some notes. I can just tell you August 2010 is when I had motherboard replaced on this and power supply under warranty. And it also, I've had another motherboard. The original motherboard failed after 18 months. After I had this computer for 18 months, the motherboard failed. Had that replaced. And then the motherboard that's in this computer, that's the second one that failed after another 18 months. So the motherboards are useless from Dell. I will never buy Dell again in my life. So I've had 2 motherboards fail. So this computer lasted for me 3 years, and then it's just been sitting in the garage for a few years. Boxed up, so don't worry, it's been boxed up and packaged up, so should all be in good condition. But anyway, loads of parts. If you can think of a way to use that case or take the motherboard out and use that case for something else. I should also show you underneath the front, lift this up, you've got these lights that come on and they can diagnose problems for you. There's 4 lights under the bottom there, 4 lights there, and they've got so say 2 come on, that means something, 3 come on, that means something. There's a way to diagnose faults using those lights. And as you can see, that's what it came with. Okay, so humongous computer. On the front you've got 2 USB ports, and there's your headphone speaker, headphone connection if you want it. And then these flaps here, that's where you put your SD card reader. This is where you put your DVD drives or CD drives, or these days probably Blu-ray drive. Blah blah blah. Anyway, that's the main thing. So if you can use that, like I said, 700 watt power supply. As you can see, cabling's great condition. You can use any of this graphics card. I've got 2 spare motherboards. These were bought used to fit into this case by my brother-in-law. Might be able to find out more from him about them. Anyway, this is your lot. All these bits. Right, it's enough waffle from me. I can also supply other stuff should you need it, and I can tell you where to get certain software for cheap, such as Windows 10 official license. You can pick those up cheap from websites. Only about 20 quid for a Windows 10 license from somebody that's bought too many or something like that. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Leave me questions. I'll try and get back to you. I'm willing to deliver. I'm in the Cambridge area. I'm willing to deliver. Depending on how far away you are. I'll possibly do anywhere in East Anglia for fuel money at let's say £6 per 35 miles from where I live. Okay. Right, thanks for watching. Bye bye.